Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball shot. Good morning, sports fans. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to the family. World Championship watch along athletics watch along. My name is Benton of the BCN Sports Network. Getting ready for the big events, the signature events coming up here in the World Track and Field Championship, and those signature events are the 100 meters semifinals and finals coming up later on this morning. Just concluded, we had the 400 meters 400 meter women heat number 6 just concluded, where a winner of that heat, the world champion Paulinho. Big up yourself, Paulinho. Of course, we saw Sydney McLaughlin Laroni won her heat. Of course, she stepped down to the 400 meter hurdles, 400 meters, and she's been dominant in the 400 meter hurdles. So I have in the background here a salute to the legend herself, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She'll be coming up here in the women's 100 meter semifinals. The semifinals kicking off in about 8 minutes or so. So first of all, thank you for joining us. Thank you. There's a lot of people doing watch along on YouTube for the World Championship. A lot of people. This is something that, we're big fans of sports, and hopefully, you guys will join us, or chime in, get your predictions in. We'll get the I'll get the respective links up here as I'm watching the women's discus final takes place, as Allman really just threw 69.48, which is wow. 69.48. She's pushing close, not at the championship record. This is discus final. I think this is almost this women's discus final seems like a coronation for Allman. She's sitting in the lead, a good almost 2 meters ahead of Klasner, who's in second. Jamaica, Samantha Hall is in the same final. We need to get an update on how Jamaica's Samantha Hall is doing. But we'll get to that information here in a second. Let's go over to this page. Let's get this up. All right. So summary of the first and foremost. Let's get you the summary of the women's 400 meters final heats, not final. The summary of the heats. There is a qualifying list. The woman with the best time going into the next round, Salwa Eid Nasir, with the best final. She ran 49.13 seconds. Nasir, of course, looks very good in her heat. Very, very composed. You have Sydney McLaughlin Laroni. She ran 49.41 seconds. Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica, did her PB, 49.59. Very good. Marilady Paulino of Dominican Republic. She's of course the world champion. She ran 49.85, looks very comfortable. Nikisha Price of Jamaica also did quite well. She ran 49.9 seconds. Venlog of Haiti, she ran 49.91 seconds in a national record. So the Oakley also qualified for Jamaica. Dejania Oakley of Jamaica also qualified to the next round. So she's moving on. So yeah, that's it for the women's 400 meters heats. Of course, all eyes will be on these top group of athletes who did quite well, who are the standard bearer in this thing. Again, we're keeping an eye on the women's discus final ongoing, as Classic just threw, and El Kazik just threw, and she's how many? I'm trying to see her distance here. I'm still waiting to see Samantha Hall get her to actually get her throw in. Women's discus final going on. If you're in the States, the World Championship is on Peacock. Kamga of Sweden is getting ready to throw. Her last throw was 65.95, so she's a bit of distance away from that medal contention. Oh, and she's still probably around the 65 meters range here is Kamga of Sweden. We have the semifinals, women's 100 meter semifinal, heat 1 coming up here. Let's get the start list. Race is kicking off in 3 minutes. Big race. Big race. Let's get the start list for the women's semifinal heat 1 coming up here. Let's go over to that. Heat 1. Yo. Vibes ready. Party ready. Heat 1, lane 2. We have, for the women's 100 meter semifinals, you have 3 heats, top 2 guarantee to make the final, then the next 2 fastest times. All right, so no long talking in the morning, no long talking in the morning. Women's 100 meters semifinal coming up here at 7:20. In fact, let me text my uncle and let him know the semifinal starting up. Because some people need some reminder, I know. Bear with me a moment, family. You see the start list for the semifinal 1, or heat 1 as they're calling it. I think of semifinals, I always think of two races, but here it's 3 heats, 3 races. Takas in lane 1, Boglarka Takas of Hungary in lane 1. Her personal best is 11.06. Kayla White of the USA in lane 3. Takas is in lane 2. Kayla White of the USA in lane 3. Her personal best is 10.84. Marie-Jose Talou Smith of Cote d'Ivoire, one of the legends in this business. She's in lane 4. Her personal best 10.72. Her season best is 10.8. Our season best is 10.8. Nita, as we're seeing, April Allman again throwing. I think Allman has won this discus. Yesterday watching the heats, they spoke about how she's a dancer, she's like a ballerina, and that spinning speed really helps her to push, to get that disc out. She's won that discus final. Everybody else compete for second. So April Allman is the world champion in discus final. I mean, she's won that gold medal. She won that gold medal. I mean, no long talking over there. So as I adjust the camera a bit, let me get this. Yeah, we can't answer Shelly. All right. On the track, we had so Shakari Richardson and Sharika Jackson in Heat 1 of the semifinal. This is Sharika Jackson. I mean, this is supposed to be 1-2. Sharika Jackson and Shakari Richardson. Talu, of course, want to run some good, have a good time here. Daryl Nita, 100 meters time, forward, 100 meters time. I mean, let's go to the start list. Shakira Richardson is in lane 6. Her PB is 10.65, season best 11.03. Can't be season best that. Can't be season best. Sharika Jackson in lane 7. Personal best 10.65, season best 10.88. Salome Kora of Sweden, personal best 10.95. And Liriani Alonso of Dominican Republic, her personal best is 11.05. So, semi-final 1 of the women's 100 meters. The signature event, as the starter call him forward. Shakari Richardson is in 6. Sharika Jackson is in 7. Nita in 5. Marie Jose Talu in 4. Race time. They're in their blocks. Set. Oh, we have a flincher. It looked like Shakari Richardson there, or Anita. And Nita is quickly to point out, it's not me. It's not me. It looked like Shakari Richardson flinch. Now we're going to go to the reaction time. Shakari flinch. Oh, Shakari flinch. Shakari Richardson flinched. I think she false started. If someone false started, look at the reaction time for Shakari Richardson, negative 0.250. Oh, they decide to give a green card to the entire field. Now, some people might be a little bit upset here because, usually you get, if you false start, you normally get kicked out. So Shakari Richardson remains and lives to fight another day. We saw the same thing in the another event. I don't remember what event. Somebody false started. Shakira Jackson, one Jocko looks serious. She's very serious. Ladies standing around. Takas in 2, White in 3. Talu in 4, Nita in 5, Richardson in 6, Jackson in 7, Cora in 8, Alonso in... And we're getting ready to run the race. My internet's slow. And Talu wins it. Jackson in 2nd, Talu 10.94. And Shakari Richardson with a very bad start. A very bad start as my internet goes blank. But Jocko looks very comfortable there, family. We're going with the World Championship website. Look like World Championship website crash. World Championship website giving us a spot of bother there, family. Too many people on that World Championship website. All right, so Heat 1 is in the books. Shakari Richardson did finish 3rd. I guess she did recover and finish 3rd. Nita 4th. I think Nita may have a legitimate gripe here about Shakari Richardson still staying in this race after that false start. But Talu won. Talu Simit won in 10.94 seconds. And Sharika Jackson finished 2nd. Yes, definitely. Shakari Richardson did finish 3rd. She seemed to stumble a bit Shakari Richardson coming out of the blocks. Definitely looked like she stumbled a bit coming out of the blocks. Yep. So Talu 36 years old. Talu into the final of the women's 100 meters. Shericka Jackson looks very calm, looks very cool, very composed. Not much energy extended in that heat one. There's still a lot of discussion going on. All right, so now to heat two. We'll go over here to the legend. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, 38 years old, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in heat two. We got Charlton of Bahamas in lane 2, Zoe Hobbs of New Zealand in lane 3, Julian Alfred, the reigning World Olympic champion, in lane 4. See, personal best 10.72. The one Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, legend, in lane 5. Terry, to Anisha Terry, TT Terry, in lane 6, 10.82. Amy Hunt, Great Britain, 11.02 with personal best. Swoboda of Poland, Ewa Swoboda of Poland, in lane 8, and Geraldine Frey of Sweden in lane 9. People, I think basically right now, Julian Alfred, TT Terry and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, this is where a lot of the focus will be. Of course, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce wants to finish in that top 3. She looked very calm. She did look very calm and composed in her heats in the previous round with a heat that Talu won. So, looking forward to see how Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce goes about it. But, she looks very comfortable. Of course, 38 years old, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, World Championship, watch along women's 100 meter semifinal, up and running. Streams live on Peacock. Semifinal 1, Marie Jose Talusimit won semifinal 1. With Shericka Jackson finishing 3rd, and Shakari Richardson finishing 4th. We get the respective times at the conclusion of the respective heats. As we're seeing, reigning Olympic champion Julian Alfred, she was outstanding in that Olympic 100 meters. And then, of course, we have the legend herself, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. A large Jamaican audience in Tokyo. Jamaicans them run out, them roll out. They're over by the finish line. I don't know who organized the trip there. Somebody make a nice change because large Jamaican contingency at the finish line. Fully cladded in gold or yellow or whatever the color they want to call it. There'll be a lot of discussions about, maybe Shakira Richardson should have gotten a red or eliminated from the race. But I think part and parcel, that's the approach that I've seen them, the meet officials, the respective meet officials they have taken. I saw the similar thing yesterday a few times in different races where people false started, and I think it was the men's event, or I don't remember, where they just, gave a green card to the field. I think it was the men's 100 meters. So I really care about that. Shakari Richardson sitting down and wait. Daryl Nita also sitting down. Them in a hot seat waiting for time qualification. Of course, top 2 guaranteed start. As we're seeing, how you mean, Shelly? And Julian, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce looks all right. She looks all right for 38 years old. Alfred with the victory. Fraser-Pryce in second, guaranteed spot in the final. Alfred with 10.93 seconds. Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce with 11 seconds. Them just kicked Nita off I had. Yo, I think Daryl Nita need to go my yard now. She is not in a hunt for a place, so she have come out of a hot seat, aka there's a hot seat zone. It's essentially a zone where you wait to see if you qualify based on time. So Daryl Nita ran, I think, 11.05 seconds, and based on her time, she's out. She won't make the final. So, you know, prior to this race, she was sitting there waiting. TT Terry, not good enough. I think TT Terry finished 4th. Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, that smooth stride, you know, smooth sprinting. She looks good, man. Is it good enough to get a medal? I don't know. You know, a lot of things have to go right for Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce to make that podium. But you have to be in the final to have a chance to make the podium. And she's in the final. So now Amy Hunt and Sha'Carri Richardson sitting on the bubble. They're sitting in the hot zone. Like I said, Daryl Nita already off. The final semi-final coming up. Heat 3, top 2 automatically qualify. The two maybe big athletes of this year so far. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. She's been absolutely outstanding. And then you have Tina Clayton, your one Tina, who's also been outstanding. Of course, we saw Tina Clayton last year at the Olympics, how she was excellent and, you know, kind of, you know, faded in the final. So we have to see what Tina learned from last year's Olympic finals and, you know, from the Olympics itself. So Melissa Jefferson Wooden is running out of lane 6. Her best time, her personal best is 10.65. Tina Clayton running out of lane 5. Her PB is 10.81. Dina Asher Smith running out of lane 4, 10.83. You have to keep an eye on Dina. You know, but maybe this is a change of the guard. I mean, Dina probably, Asher Smith will have to do something extra special to finish in that top 2. It's all about Tina Clayton and Melissa Jefferson Wooden in this women's 100-meter final heat. As I said, Sha'Carri Richardson and Amy Hunt sitting in the bubble, waiting to see if they qualify based on time. Waiting to qualify based on time. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. You know, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce is already through. She finished second. So she's gone in the heat won by, she's made it to the final in the heat won by Julian Alfred. Sharika Jackson, she's also through. That heat won by Talu Simit, Mari Talu Simit, Mari Jose Talu Simit. So 2 Jamaicans so far already through to the final of the women's 100-meter. We're seeing the magnificent Dina Asher Simit as the athletes get introduced. There is Tina Clayton. Big up one Tina. Big up yourself. Let's see if she can take it up a notch. And, you know, she's definitely the next in the line of great Jamaican women sprinters. She's right on the cusp of taking over. I ultimately think this is, of course, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce's last major event. let's see. I mean, Shelly might prove me wrong, but yeah, she's, so Tina Clayton is next up in this 100-meter based on the trajectory of the Jamaican sprinting landscape, women's sprinting landscape. So in the hot zone, in the hot seat, you have Sha'Carri Richardson and Amy Hunt sitting there on the chair. They're waiting to see this race and what's out of time. And will they make it into the 100-meter women's final? Yo, if this race faster, them don't make it. It's all about Melissa Jefferson Wooden and Tina Clayton. Focus on lane 5 and lane 6. As Tina Clayton with a good start, Jefferson Wooden, going to the front, and they've shut it down pretty easily. 10.74 seconds. No, that can't right. 10.37 for Melissa Jefferson Wooden. No, sir. Clayton second. Tina Clayton 10.9. 10.9. So Sha'Carri Richardson seems to have qualified with her 11 seconds. Dina Asher-Simmett finished third with 11.02 seconds. So yeah, Sha'Carri Richardson is in. So Dina Asher-Simmett and Sha'Carri Richardson seem to have qualified based on time. And Sha'Carri Richardson is up saying, let's go. She's pumped. I'm trying to talk about she did nervous. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Melissa Jefferson. All right. No, disrespect her husband. I don't know if her husband last name, but we can't bother with it. Melissa Jefferson. She ran 10.73 seconds. Cruising. Yo, no, sir. That time is ridiculous. No, Tina Clayton also looking smooth, looking a little bit not as smooth, not necessarily too comfortable there from Tina Clayton, looking a bit choppy there in the sprint form. Of course, Asafa Powell, one of the legends of the sprint business, when you look at his sprint form, is that, arms actually have to be somewhat smooth in terms of by his side. So, as a men's 100-meter heat's getting ready to come up, Noah Lyles is running in heat 1. But, I'm still like that. We have. Well, what going over, sir? We have time out. Wait, I'm not live. What going on? It seems like my yeah, what the things are going on with this Zoom link? Yeah, I don't know how to go on my Zoom link. Yo, Zoom link give me a vibes. My apologies for if the link was dropped, but men's 100-meter event coming up here in a second, family. Let's see if we get this up here. So that's the women's 100-meter. Women's. Let's get that. Results affecting. A bit of issues here. All right, so try and see if I can get this thing up and running. Sometimes this World Track and Field Championship page times out, so we have to kind of find other sources to kind of provide the coverage. I don't know if it's a situation where the World Track and Field page is just, let me see if I can find another. Let me see if I can find see if I can find another link here. The men's 100 meter semi-final heat coming up. Them call it heats or semi-final coming up. The women's 100 meter, and as stated, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, 10.73 in that third semi-final of the women's 100 meters. Tina Clayton, 10.9. Let me see. No. Let's see if I'm wrong. As we're seeing the high jump, what heap of things are going on now. Trying to keep up all these respective events as we're seeing the high jump qualifiers take place. But just to recap, the women's 100 meters finalists, Melissa Jefferson Wood and Tina Clayton. I think Dina Asher Smith did qualify based on time. We have the men's 100 meter coming up in Heat 1 here. The second semi-final of the women's 100 meter was won by Julian Alfred. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price finished second in that second semi-final. So she's made it through. And Murray Louis, wait, I think I need to check this thing regarding, because it seems like time, waiting for time. Did Shelly Ann Fraser-Price make it? Waiting for update here. I thought top 2 finish, but seems like it's first place and then time for this 100 meters family. All right, we'll figure out the 100 meter women's 100 meter here in a second. The men's 100 meter coming up now in Jacobs, Adijibe, Akeem Blake, Noah Lyles, Sabini, Ajay, Azu, and Afrifa in the first semi-final. Let me see if I can get this World Athletics Championship page to load again, because it's the go-to for all these things. It seems like that page is acting up. I presume a lot of people are on that page. But Noah Lyles is on the track, family. Oblique Seville had a bad start in his heat. In the previous round, they asked Noah Lyles about Oblique Seville, whether he was watching it, and Oblique Seville's bad start. Noah Lyles says, he said he expected it to happen regarding Oblique Seville's performance or bad start. And he says, I quote, I expected it to happen. That man was panicking in the back, as in Oblique Seville was panicking in the back. So Noah Lyles has been talking a lot of trash. That's par for the course. Of course, Oblique Seville has to focus on his race. Oblique Seville was asked about the bad start in the previous round. He said, these things happen. He kind of played it down and pretty much said that, he was run back from bad start in the past. But, we'll see how he goes about it when he comes up. Noah Lyles, a lot of hype, a lot of fanfare. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I think the world of track and field and the sprint landscape of track and field since the legendary Usain Bolt retired, has been really kind of looking for that personality. Of course, he's American. Some Americans do rub people the wrong way with the arrogance and the attitude. And so globally, people, some people don't like the American dominance of these things. So they always look for other athletes to kind of, turn them over, so to speak. So we will see how it goes about it. So semi-final one of the men's 100 meters. Akeem Blake. Akeem Blake have got to run really well to make it to this final. And good luck to Akeem. I mean, you have the South African Simbini also in this race who's quite well. Of course, former Olympic champion, Mr. Jacobs out of Italy, Marcel Jacobs of Italy. But I don't know if Marcel have enough for make this final. They're in their blocks. Semi-final 1 of 3. Only winner guarantee because of some time thing I go on around a corner for everybody else. As they're off, Noah Lyles with a poor start, but Noah Lyles does have a great finish, and Noah Lyles wins it in 9.2 seconds. Ajayi of Nigeria second. Simbini in third, and Azu in fourth, and Blake in fifth. So yeah, I thought this was going to be a heavy lift for young Akeem Blake. I think he has to take this as learning, as lessons, and keep it moving, Ajayi definitely excited. He's finished second, 9.3 seconds. He finished running into the second spot. Definitely. Man, I'll take off him name tag and I look and I show the rest of it. Great Britain athlete. Not very happy. I saw you, Bridget. Saiga. Akeem Blake did get a good start, Yeah, Marcel Jacobs, not gonna run. Them races, these races are too big for him. And Simbini, thought he had second there, South African Simbini. I thought he had second. Great Britain Azu down the track. He don't make the final. Definitely don't make the final. Child. Yo, people, a lot of going. As I'm waiting to see the official times from the official times. Let's see if we can get this World Athletics Championship page up again, because I need to go over to the women's final and list and so I'll go on over there. So because I need to figure out something. I absolutely need to figure out who made that final and who not made the final. All right, and I'm on BBC's page. All right, as we discussed in the women's 100 meter, I think Melissa Jefferson Wooden was absolutely outstanding. I mean, 10.73, just jogging, jaja. The women's 100 meter semi start list. That me I look for. That more see the final list for the women's 100 meter. That more say. I don't know if a men talking. All right, so Shelly and Fraser Price definitely into the final. All right, so we have the men's 100-meter second semi-final coming up here. Kishane Thompson is on the track. He's been doing a lot of calm down. You know, we're seeing an interview here with Lewis Johnson interviewing Usain Bolt. You know, one Usain, brother. The man, they're just a general. The only question I have for Usain Bolt is how come such a legendary brother support the bug Manchester United? That's the only question I have for Usain Bolt. That man, they are general. And, you know, and Lewis Johnson asked him about the 100 meters and so forth. But, you know, I think Usain did predict, you know, Jamaica can get something out of it and can get this gold medal. So we have World Athletics Championship page now loading up, family. So we have to figure out too many people over there page. Too many people over there page. It's not loading. You would think the global organization of track and field would be able. You would think the global organization of World Track and Field would be able to handle a lot of people on the page, but it seems like it's not happening. All right, so times for the why yo Kishane Thompson, I give all support staff fist like Bolt. And this is the nerves component of this thing. You have to do anything to kind of calm yourself down. All right, so Longa in lane 1. Omanyala in lane 2 of Kenya. Omanyala. Benderek in lane 3. Kung Fu Kenny, we call him. Thompson in lane 5. Now Benderek in 4. Thompson in 5. Hughes in 6. Zarnell Hughes in 6. Blake of Canada in 7. Jones in 8. Boonson in 9. Boonson in 9. Boonson in 9. Where Boonson come from? Which country that? So on the hot seat over there, so Sabini have to sit down and wait. Of course, Sabini finished 3rd in his semi-final. But this race is all about Kishane Thompson, and you know, the objective is of course make it to the final, which we do expect him to do, but you can't really count the chickens before them hatch. You still have to go forth and execute and make it to that final. So Kishane Thompson, this race, second semi-final is all about Kishane Thompson. Of course, there's Benderek and Kung Fu, aka Kung Fu Kenny, beside him, but Kishane is smoothly out of the blocks, leading with 60 or 70 meters ago. Kung Fu Kenny, I race him. Kung Fu Kenny, and then Kishane Thompson looks over at Kung Fu Kenny, didn't realize where he was, almost jumped over, had to jump over something as they were laughing or joking to each other. That could have been a little bit dangerous for Thompson, but with Kishane Thompson is into the final with the victory. Benderek. Benderek won. Benderek got the race in 9.85 seconds. I think Kishane Thompson was a little bit surprised there by Benderek running that hard, as Azul and Sabine is sitting waiting to see what's the 3rd place time. So Kishane Thompson of Jamaica finished 2nd, both athletes same time, 9.85 seconds. But it seems like Benderek was awarded the victory. I think he may have leaned. Did he lean? The torso was probably ahead of Thompson as Thompson looked across to see Kung Fu Kenny beside him. And you know, people, this is part of the mind game of this thing. Yeah, it's like Benderek was hell bent on trying to win that race. And Kishane Thompson looked across at Benderek and was like laughing. Was like, yo, Wagwan, why you pressure me so? As we're seeing a repeat of the race, Kishane Thompson was leading at about 60 meters. He kind of maybe closed it down a little bit. And Benderek was, you know, up on him. And then he looked over at him and they were looking over at each other. So Benderek was given the race. Benderek seemed to have won it. Yep, definitely. All right, Colin Jackson saying that Kishane Thompson's first, of course, legendary sprinter, two-time 100-meter hurdle world champ. Colin Jackson, you know, says Kishane Thompson's first 30 meters is absolute lightning. You know, he looks so comfortable and like a very different athlete to what we saw last year. You know, last year he had a lot of pressure on him. And so, yep. That was all about the pressure situation with last year with Kishane Thompson. So Benderek won that race. So But you know, and I think one of the situations for me is like, you know, some of us thought that Kishane last year, you know, he was shutting it down, and the shutting it down can be good and bad. You want to get some pressure. Because when you go into that final, you're gonna get some pressure, and the history of maybe shutting it down may affected him because he's not used to that pressure leading up to the Olympics. And we saw last year with the situation with Noah Lyles, because Noah Lyles will pressure you because he does have that closing speed. And I think the same thing for Sha'Carri Richardson in the women's 100-meter. That closing speed, they do finish those races pretty strong. And so from a Kishane Thompson vantage point, it's important that he gets pressure, and we want to see how he responds to that pressure, because then that dictates how he will handle that pressure in the 100 meters in the final. Looks pretty calm. I mean, looks much more relaxed. At this event, of course, the Olympics last year was his first major global event, so of that magnitude. So hopefully he learned his lesson from last year. And I think the bottom line is that it's his race. If he runs his race and the times that he's been running, he will win the race. Now, the important thing is that those things don't really translate to kind of controlling the nerves. And you have to be able to handle the nerves and the pressure at the moment. As we're getting ready for the last heat, as the World Championship page air out again. And this is the heat with Oblique Seville. So, you know, we're keeping a lot of us are keeping an eye on Oblique Seville. I mean, you know, after the start that he had in the previous round, you know, we're keeping an eye on Oblique. You know, he's running out of lane 8. You have Clave in 2, DeGrasse of Canada in 3, Leo Teleta in South Africa in 4, Tobago, Big Leslie Tobago in 5, Samino in 6, Okan of Nigeria in 7, Oblique Seville in 8, and Lindsay of the USA in 9. And people, let me say Oblique Seville, I do kind of calm down and nerve, all them things there. As Zarnell Hughes and Sabine is still sitting in a hot seat, waiting for sit times to make it. And I want to say, like, Oblique Seville has to kind of steer in his lane. And what I mean by that, I will explain what I mean by that in a second. As the athletes are in their blocks. All eyes on Oblique Seville. That start that he had in the previous round was horrible. And it's been a lot of focus of a lot of discussion. Better start. We have a false start to box cover. So now we have a false start. So now we are still on the Jamaican contingency. The Jamaican supporters, the camera span over to them, and everybody now I wonder say who false start. Oblique seems very comfortable. Like Leo Teller of South Africa looks a bit nervous. Looks like he feels like it's him. Nah, man, the brother in a lane 3, in the third lane, not lane 3, look like him false start, him flinch. Just give the entire field. Well, I guess let's say Leo Teller. Might just give the entire field a green card. I see them looking for a red card, and somebody had a red and a yellow and a green. My youth, give the entire field the green card. Give the entire field the green card. You can't. That's been. And so now they're coming over with a yellow. All right, so now so the grass got a yellow, and that's what I thought. I thought the grass flinch in lane 2. So it's not Teller. Leo Telela. How you pronounce that one? Leo Telela. So the grass, it was the one who flinched. Some South African fans can't even watch. And this probably makes Oblique Seville a little bit more nervous as they return to the starting blocks. Again, we'll talk about Oblique Seville here now after this race. Semi-final 3 of 3. Tokyo men's 100 meter semi-final 3 of 3. They're in the set position. They're off. Good start from Oblique. Better start. He's in the lead. Very composed. Now he's looking across the field. Very smooth. And Oblique Seville is putting up his finger. Did he put his finger over his lips? Leslie Tobago finished second. So Oblique Seville, smooth, 9.86. Leslie Tobago, second, 9.94. Sabine decides, yo, my dear done. Sabine drinking some water, get up out of the hot chair. I think he feels like he didn't make it. No, I think Sabine did. It seems like Sabine did. 9.96. I think he did. Oblique Seville, but this is all about Oblique Seville. Smooth, very good start. Leslie Tobago seems to struggle there a little bit. It seems like Oblique Seville was putting his... Yeah, Oblique Seville put his finger over his lips to almost saying shh. And it almost seems like he was already talking in the race when he was leading. So Oblique Seville now responded. I guess that is aimed towards Noah Lyles. I don't know who else. Of course, I don't know who else he was aiming this towards. But Oblique Seville won the race and subsequently shut it down at about 70 or 80 meters in, or maybe 60 meters in. Started maybe saying something in the race. I don't know if it was cussing too clot. I actually don't know what exactly Oblique Seville was doing. Raised his finger to his lips and was saying like, yeah, yo, yo, I tired family. This is BCN Sports World Championship Watch Along. Remember to smash the like button. Remember tell a friend about the show, BCN Sports World Championship Watch Along. Wall-to-wall coverage of all things sports. My name is Benton. We have English Premier League Watch Along coming up later on. Manchester Derby at 11:30 a.m. So we're covering the World Track and Field Championship taking place in Tokyo, Japan. Just concluded the semi-finals of the 100 meters. 100 meters semi-finals, men and women, just concluded. The both blue ribbon events. I mean, this is a blue ribbon event for these track and field championships. For track and field championship, one of the blue ribbon event. We saw the 400 meter heats, men and women. We'll do a recap of exactly what transpired. We'll get the start list for the finals here in a few minutes. If you have a comment, leave a comment, send on a question, send on thoughts, anything that you're thinking, let me know. We're just going to keep the live going as we get ready for the 100 meter finals coming up here in, I want to say, maybe within the hour. We have the 1500 meter heats running off here in a few minutes. We have the legendary Faith Kiption of, the legendary Faith Kiption, she's getting on the track here in a few minutes. But Faith is just outstanding. Faith Kiption of Kenya. We saw Beatrice Chebet of Kenya was absolutely magnificent, and Tessagai in the women's 10,000. Beatrice Chebet of Kenya won. Beatrice, I mean, what a woman, outstanding in the 10,000 meter, and she and Tessagai went at it. But we're looking at, if you're a track and field fan, when you sit back and you look at these other events, I was at the relays, New York relays last year, and we saw some of these athletes performed, and myself and a few friends, we attended those events, and a lot of these athletes, I mean, down to earth, them really, they hang around after events, they interact with the fans. And one of them is Faith Kiption, a true legend in the sport, one of the generals in the sports, Faith Kiption of Kenya, as she gets ready to run in the women's 1500 meter semi-final, 1 of 2. So the start list, I can get the start list up on the screen, and I'll try to get the world. I will try to get this World Athletic Championship page load from So Sabatini of Italy, you have Johnson of the US, Perez of Spain. It's all about Faith Kiption here. And top 6 automatically qualified to the women's 1500 meter final. We'll await the time here from the Oblique Seville, the official time. So the official time for the Oblique Seville is 9.86 seconds. Very smooth 9.86 seconds for Oblique. Leslie Tobago finished second in that semi-final in 9.94 seconds. Leo Teleta in 9.97. We have the World Track and Field Championship PH still have error upon it, rather. All right. Seville is challenging people to try to silence him. This is the comment from Colin Jackson regarding the response from Oblique Seville. Oblique Seville, as I mentioned, he shouted from 40 or 50 meters out. He started looking over his shoulder and looked like he was shouting, according to Colin Jackson, quote, "Come on, what's going on here?" End quote. So Oblique Seville, he definitely said something at about 50 meters into that 100-meter race. And I don't know exactly what him said. Colin Jackson of the BBC is saying that Oblique said, quote, "Come on, and what's going on here," end quote. Now, I don't know what the man said, but he definitely said something. He vocalized something, and then he put his hand or his finger over his lips to essentially indicate silence. And a bit of context is important here for the family. Oblique Seville, bad start in the first round of the 100 meters here in the Tokyo World Championship. Very bad start. Horrible bad start. Horrible is not a strong enough word. He ran back and finished third in that heat and then made it to the next round. He was asked about that bad start, which is in the press pool era. He said, you know what, he downplayed, it's no big deal. He paraphrased, he said, I've had bad starts and I've came back from bad starts, and the important thing, I advanced to the next round. The big storyline though, and I don't want to even play this, say this too much, but the big storyline was probably, I think, Lewis Johnson of NBC said something to the effect that he asked Oblique about the bad start. Oblique said something like there's some personal stuff or something, or alluded to maybe personal stuff, and he didn't really want to get into it. Now, if Lewis Johnson's reporting is accurate, and if Oblique Seville did say something about personal stuff and the bad start, then that bring a whole lot of speculation into it. Now, that aside, Noah Lyles then ran after Oblique, and Noah Lyles was asked by Lewis Johnson. I saw that interview live. Was asked by Lewis Johnson about about Oblique Seville's bad start, and Noah Lyles responded. He said, quote, "I know it would happen. That man was, my man was in the back panicking," end quote. So he pretty much says that he knew Noah Lyles would have had a bad, no Oblique Seville would have performed poorly or did something, because he felt like, he was panicking immensely in the back. And now Oblique Seville ran in the third semifinal of the men's 100 meter, shouting something at 50 or 60 meters into the race. Colin Jackson, he said he shouted, "Come at me," or "Come on," and then he put his finger over his lips. And many would say that is a response to the comments that Noah Lyles spoke about him, or said about him. All right, to the women's 1500 meter, and my Ethiopian athlete tripped up there. Is it Amalu? And this is the thing with these dang long distance races, brother. You can't get in that bungle. So even though she tripped up, I think she did get up and grimace through to still make it. But of course, the winner is Faith Kiptaion, who easily won it, and Iwa finished second. Legendary Faith Kiptaion, first, definitely. Faith. That's, the one who was the standard bearer in this thing. Faith Kiptaion won the race. Iwa finished second. And I want to say Malalu finished third. So she probably came back and finished third. Now we're getting ready for the second semifinal. Hills of the USA in that second semifinal. I don't know. We'll get into predictions of this 100 meters once we get to the race. After this thing, I will talk about Oblique Seville, and I don't know if this is Oblique Seville's MO to be talkative. And this is something that I was getting at when he was getting ready to run. I don't know if this is Oblique Seville's in his personality to kind of be so-called, not necessarily braggadocious, but be trash-talking with Noah Lyles. And the reason why I say that is that Noah Lyles lives for the hype. He lives for the hype. I saw Noah Lyles at the track and field meet I attended last year in New York. And Noah Lyles ran the 200 meters, and it's pure hype. This brother, the zone that people exits, the track, the athletes exits from to go onto the field. The man almost go 10 meters back and then want the crowd rile up for then let him out like say I'm a king. And this is Noah Lyles. He lives off that hype and that trash talking. After the event, the event concluded and he stood around, was interacting with some of the fans. He was back and forth, jarring with some people from Baltimore. And that's him. That's his personality. He lives for this, He loves that side of banter and that trash talking. And I don't know if that is Oblique Seville's MO, because Noah Lyles excel in that space. And my thing is that if Oblique is letting Noah Lyles try to get him out of his comfort zone, so to speak, and start getting into this trash talking, it's not a good thing for Oblique. But we will see once we get to the 100 meters final and how they go about it. It's important that the athletes, try to, you are the best, my thing is this, the best reply, our best response to Noah Lyles, our best trash talking you can do to Noah Lyles, or Shakira Richardson, or any athletes for that matter who are trash talk you, is to beat them. That is the best thing, is to just beat them. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing that you can do, is to beat them. And if you don't beat them, then that going to give them more fodder, more gasoline for trash talk you. So, Oblique, save all the energy for the final. At that race that you have to win. That is the race you win. You win that race there, then you can go at the press conference and you can say, yo, Fossey, talk now. Mr. Lyles, talk now. Those are the things that you want to do. As second semifinal of the women's 1500 meters is on the track. As I said, Faith Kiptaion won the women's first semifinal. Hills is one to keep an eye on here. She's running to second. top 6 goes on to the final. You know, so basically you can't make people draw you out of your comfort zone. And I think Oblique Seville has to be careful with that Noah Lyles, with that heap of trash talking with Noah Lyles. He has to be very careful when him start getting into that zone. Because that Noah Lyles brother live for that sort of deal. He lives for things like that. Things like this. And the World Athletics Championship page still I go down. You know what? You think say Japan he would have this thing more maybe it's not even the page, but that's the only page that is not loading for me. Other pages over here are loading. I mean, so I don't know. The World Track and Field Championship page is not loading. So and this is a bit of a disappointment because the page does give comprehensive list of everything, and I mean it's something that I really kind of rely on to give up to minute results. Now it's loading. Let's see if it stays up and continue to All right, so we're going to go over the 100 meters men here. We get the we're going to get the full results, and let's see a summary here of where we are with the men's 100 meters as the page continues to load. Let's see if it loads this time. Like I said, the women's 1500 meters is currently going on, semi-final 2 of 2. Let's see here. We will have a summary. All right, so this is what the summary of the men's 100 meters look like. So fastest time in that men's 100 meter semi-final. And so again, to reiterate, the first two of each heat qualify for the final, plus the next 2 fastest times. So Kung Fu Kenny Benderek, was the fastest in that semi-final round of the men's 100 meters. Kenny Benderek 9.85 seconds. Kishane Thompson also completed 9.85 seconds. I think you have a little bit of 1/100th of a second difference. But Kenny Benderek won that race because of a slight torso, and so he got the nod there. So he, fastest time. So those two were the fastest times heading into the final. Benderek and Thompson, Kung Fu Kenny and Kishane Thompson, 9.85 seconds, the fastest times heading into the men's 100 meter final. Oblique Seville next with 9.86 seconds. Oblique Seville with 9.86 seconds. A very smooth 9.86 seconds. Manachat a whole leap from 40 or 50 meters out in this race. Talking about Colin Jackson, 110 meter hurdles champ Colin Jackson saying that Oblique Seville saying something to the effect, come on, and he also put his finger over his lips. So Colin Jackson, saying, and we all are saying, Oblique Seville may be directing this towards Noah Lyles, who said that he was panicking in the back, and that was the reason he had that bad start in the last round. All right, so Oblique Seville, third fastest time, 9.86 seconds. Noah Lyles, 9.92 seconds. 9.92 seconds. Keen Sola Ajay, 9.93 seconds out of Nigeria. Leslie Tobago of Botswana, 9.94 seconds. This is Leslie Tobago's best time so far. Akini Sabini, man from South Africa, 9.96 seconds. He was on the hot seat for a second. waiting, essentially the hot seat. After you conclude your race, you go sit down, see if your time is good enough. If you didn't finish in those two automatic spots. Sabini was in the hot seat. He made it over Zarnell, Hughes, and others. So Akini and Sabini of South Africa, 9.96 seconds. And a gift, Leo Talela of South Africa, 9.97 seconds. I love some of these names. Man named Gift, Leo Talela, with 9.97 seconds. So that is the list for the men's 100 meters final. And that race is set for about 9:20 my time, 9:20 Eastern time. So it's about 54 minutes from now. About 54 minutes from now. And, if you're in Jamaica, it's 8:20 your time. So that's the, time when those races, when that race will be run. So Jamaicans, they're cooking ackee and saltfish or whatever in a porridge and getting a coffee ready. And of course, the Americans will get them bacon and cheese and bacon and grits and whatever ready. Early morning sprinting. World Athletics Championship. We have the long jump, women's long jump final going on. A lot of things going on because we also have the 1500 meter women's semifinals just concluded. I need to get the official results for that one. Let's get back over here and let's do a recap of the women's 100 meters final summary. Let's do a recap of the women's 100 meter. So the women's 100 meter final will be at 9:13 a.m. our time, 9:13 a.m. Eastern time. And if you're in Jamaica, it's not 8:13. So the women's 100 meter final coming up here in a few minutes. Big up to all those who are watching. Big up, happy Sunday to all the family. This is BCN Sports watch along of the World Track and Field Championship. Let's get to things that we've missed. Let's get to the women's 100 meters full results and summary. Now that it's a page down. Page crashed. For some reason, this World Athletics Championship page keeps crashing. It says, looks like we have lost direction. And I don't know if it's something that's down with on my end or it's just that page, but it's crashing other capacities. So we have other sources that we rely on. Teresa Woodall leading the women's long jump final taking place. I want to say women's long jump final taking place currently. Let's see here. It's a problem. The thing that with the page, well, I think this page crashed so much. Of course, there's a lot of people on it. The women's long jump final list: Teresa Davis Woodall, USA; Malika Mihambo of Germany; Hillary Capacha of France; Claire Bryant, USA; Marta Koala; Natalie Linares, Colombia; Quanesha Burks of the USA; Pauline Hondema of the Netherlands; Chantal Molini; Agate de Souza, Portugal; Israel Oasis, Egypt; and Maja Asakaj, Sweden. That's the start list for the women's long jump final that's taking place currently. So we have the men's. What is going over here? So now. So we're getting ready for the men's 1500 meter 1500 meters event coming up here in a few minutes. You know, they're showing Fisher of the USA. Don't know why. Let's minimize that. World Track and Field Championship watch along, BCN Sports. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to tell a friend. So we have the men's 10,000 meters finals about to begin. We have the men's 10,000 meters final about to begin. So that's that. Okay, yeah. So Grant Fisher of the United States will also be in contention after winning bronze in both the 5,000 and 10,000 meters in Paris. So the men's 10,000 meters final coming up. Yeah, what? 25 times on the track. This a whole heap of time. We can take a break, you know. I can take a break because a whole heap of things, a whole heap of time this for the race. All right, so I'm gonna leave this stream up. Men's 10,000 meters final, getting ready to run. And leave this up for that. Won't stop the stream because we're getting ready for we have the 100 meters finals coming up here in a few minutes. But me now sit down and provide commentary through 10,000, through 25 laps of this. I will watch this race for certain, but sorry for the dead ear, family. I'm just sending a message here. Someone asking about the time. So the 10,000 meters. Of course, you have Uganda, Chilemo, big athlete in this race. You know, one of the favorites, Aragawi of Ethiopia. It's a pretty slow pace, but 10,000 meters, somewhat expect that. Go over there so today. So there is a start list. We have the start list for the women's 100 meter. Let's see if I can do this. So IWF, World Track and Field organization just released the start list for the women's 100 meter finals. And so the lane draw is like, the lanes are, assignments are like this. Shakari Richardson, by the way, the race will start at 9:13 a.m. Eastern Time for the women's 100 meters. Shakari Richardson is in lane 2. She's in lane 2. She ran 11 seconds flat to make it to this thing. Her personal best of 10.65. Sharika Jackson is in lane 3. 10.65 is her personal best. Season best is 10.88. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, 10.65 is her personal best. Her season best is 10.65. She's in lane 4, and Melissa Jefferson Wooden ran 10.73 in her semifinal. She looked really easy. She looked really easy. She looks like the favorite for this thing. Julian Alfred, the reigning Olympic champion, in lane 5. Her personal best is 10.72 and her season best is 10.75. Tina Clayton is in lane 6. Personal best is 10.81. Season best is 10.81. Marie Jose Talou Smith is in lane 7. Personal best 10.72. Season best 10.87. Lane 8, the General Ovayasa, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, 10.6 is her personal best. Season best 10.9. And in lane 9, Dina Asher Smith, 10.83 is her personal best. Season best 10.93. That's the start. That's the lane assignments for the 100-meter women's 100 meters final coming up in under an hour. 30-something minutes there about. 23 plus 13, that's 33 minutes to be exact. So 33 minutes to be exact. We'll have the 100 meters final, women 100 meters final, 9:13 in Eastern Standard Time, 8:13 in Jamaica. That's it. Book it. Go and go make yourself some coffee or tea or whatever. That's the lane assignment. Big up Fabi. Fabi says, blessed morning, big up. He say you come out for Liverpool game. I will definitely keep an eye on the Liverpool game. Definitely. Liverpool keep playing Burnley at 9 a.m. I soup side that. But I want to see if Isaac is in that starting 11. I haven't looked at the starting 11. Been doing the World Championship. Let me look at the starting 11 for Liverpool versus Burnley. So no Isaac, definitely. I guess Isaac is injured. So definitely no Isaac. Watwa. Eketeke is leading. Eketeke is leading the line. Gakpo left and Wirtz in I-10 and Salah right. Yeah, I think Isaac injured. So he's not available. So Liverpool game at 9 a.m. I'll keep a track and definitely keep an eye on that ball game as it going. We also have the Manchester Derby at 11:30 a.m. We'll do a watch along for that one. So big up Fabi. So yeah, man, we're fully loaded for the Liverpool game. We'll keep an eye on that game. But World Championship watch along. It is what we are saying right now. So we don't know. BCN Sports is all about all things sports. So we're fully loaded, on the World Championship, keeping an eye on that. As the men's and women's final 100 meters final will be coming up here shortly. So I just gave you the start list for the women's final and the respective lane assignments. Boy, yo, me know. Jamaica go really. Yo, I'm gonna say this. Jamaica. And I've got to really get ready for this 100-meter women's final, because right now, I don't know if Jamaica are going to win. I don't think Jamaica is going to win the gold medal. I hope Tina Clayton can pull something out of the bag. I know Shelley Fraser Price rolling back the years. Shericka Jackson is definitely a favorite in this race. But I don't know. This is not Shericka Jackson. Big race. This is not, she's someone who I considered more of a 200-meter specialist. So Jamaica. Yo, and I have to go sing a Sankey and hope that somebody find a way to win this 100-meter for the women. And I will sing a Sankey and put on some seriously and figure out a thing with this women's 100-meter. Because right now, the way the thing look, you have Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who has been outstanding all year. And she looks so easy in that final, in the semi-final. You have the reigning Olympic champion, Julian Alfred, who, so between those two for the gold medal. Now, everybody else probably say, all right, them have a chance. And you have to have a chance because you're in the final. And so, Jamaica, do what you need to send some positive vibes to the athletes them to see if them can squeeze out a thing and win a gold medal in this women's 100-meter. Yeah. As for the American audience, we don't know we have American subscribers. And, we know that we have American fans. And, American audience, it's all about Melissa Jefferson Wooden. It's all about her. I mean, Sha'Carri Richardson does have a very good closing speed. I don't know if that closing speed is going to win this thing because when you look at Melissa Jefferson Wooden, the way she ran that semi-final, I mean, homegirl just look easy. And so right now, I expect in the final, she just got unleash. And we have seen her in the, throughout the year, how excellent she looks unleashing. So basically, for the American fans, it's Melissa Jefferson Wooden's race to lose. She's favorite to win this race, but in the 100 meters or in any race, especially 100 meters, you can't really make no mistake. You can't. It's an unforgiving event. You can't make no mistake. Can't make no mistake. So, we have to go get some water or something. We have to get some water or something. So that's the start list for the women's 100 meters. It's what? 17 plus 13, that's 30. So 30 minutes away from the women's 100 meters final. And let me get the start list for the men's 100 meter final and the lane assignments. All right, for the men's, which kicks off at 9:20 Eastern Time. All right, in lane 2, you have Akani Sabini in lane 2. And oops, this will come through. In lane 2, you have Akani Sabini. His PB, personal best time, is 9.82 seconds. Season best, 9.90 seconds. Lane 3, Kinsola Ajayi, out of Nigeria. And by the way, Akani Sabini from South Africa. Big up to all of the Zulu warriors. Them on South Africa. Big up to all South Africans. Big up, big up, big up. Wonderful, beautiful place. Wonderful people. Big up to all South Africans. Big up on yourself. So Akini Sabini in lane 2 is from South Africa. In lane 3, Kayin Zola Ajay of Nigeria. Big up to the Super Eagles. 9.88 seconds. Zakin Kayin Zola Ajay's personal best. 9.8 seconds. Yo, Ajay have to do something special to get on the medal podium tonight. He have to really go hard. So big up to the Super Eagles. This is a massive achievement to make the final. So he's in lane 3. Big up to the Super Eagle for making the final. All right, lane 4. Mr. Chatty Chatty. Mr. Enough Chat. Mr. Try forget people off them game. Olympic champion. Talk a lot. Bantaman. Mash work span Jamaican woman. Because a Jamaican lady in my work. In my deal with. Noah Lyles. Mr. Chatty Chatty. He's in lane 4. Personal best 9.79 seconds. And season best 9.90. Well, at what time him running in semi-final? So Noah Lyles, Mr. Chatty Chatty, an Olympic champion, Mr. Enough Talk. A man who thrives talking trash is in lane 4. He lives for the trash talking. He's in lane 4. A man with a devastating closing speed. He's in lane 4. So Noah Lyles, Olympic champion, is in lane 4. Kishane Thompson, the revenge. The man who's been so easy running 9.7 seconds with comfort. Kishane Thompson is in lane 5, 9.75 seconds, Olympic silver medalist. Of course, Noah Lyles picked him at the line last year. Kishane Thompson has to figure it out and get this gold medal. Run through the tape. And I know don't long talking today. He is probably pound for pound the best 100-meter sprinter right now in this thing. But you have to run the race. You have to run the race and win this thing. So Kishane Thompson has to manage and handle those nerves to win this thing. Personal best, 9.75 seconds. And his season best, 9.75 seconds. So Kishane Thompson runs out of lane 5. In lane 6, Kenny Kung Fu Benderek. Kung Fu Kenny, we call him. Yo, big up yourself. Very, very nice youth. A youth, like I said, we were at the it really is in New York. Is a youth where we really, is a cool youth. And as that days of trash talking and banter between American and Jamaican athletes and fans, there's a lot of love between some of these athletes, and I really respect it. The interaction between the communities, really impressive. I really admire it, and I give thanks because it's part and parcel of friendly banter and lively and friendly competition, So it's good to see these athletes, and Kung Fu Kenny Benderek embodies a lot of that. Very good youth, very good youth. So Kung Fu Kenny runs out of lane 6. His personal best is 9.7 seconds, 9.79 seconds. His season best is 9.75. So he's in lane 6. Lane 7, oblique, smooth, Seville. Yo, if there's ever a project to build a sprinter, Asafa Powell kind of embodies that about how to do sprinting. Oblique Seville is also one of those sprinters. When you watch him from start to transition to mid to lower end of the race, his form is absolutely picturesque, just like Asafa Powell used to do it. And I try to remember the brother back in the day from the US who used to do it. So, Oblique Seville, out of lane 7, Oblique Smooth Seville has apparently turned into Oblique Trash Talk in Seville after he said, come on, according to Colin Jackson, and he put his finger over his lips in the semi-final. Oblique Seville, smooth, we're just going to keep it Oblique Smooth Seville, and that way I call him. His personal best is 9.81 seconds, and season best 9.83, runs out of lane 7. Leslie Tobago, man from Botswana. Big up yourself, Leslie. And putting Botswana track and field on the map. Botswana, well, not really put Botswana track and field on the map because I'm trying to remember the 400-meter runner from Botswana. Maria Matola. I think Maria Matola came from Botswana. So I don't think Leslie Tobago put Botswana on the map because I think Maria Matola came from Botswana. I think. So she was. No, Maria Motala is from Mozambique. I am wrong, not Botswana. Maybe Leslie Botiel, Tobago. Put Botswana on the map. I have to go check. All right, so Leslie Tobago, running out of lane 8, his personal best 9.86 seconds. Leslie Tobago out of lane 8, personal best 9.8 seconds. Leslie Tobago also has been getting into some trash talking with Noah Lyles. And again, none of them trash talking with Noah Lyles. I mean, we see him out, I think, at the Diamond League meet. We got into some trash talking with Noah Lyles. Now, again, none of them things that Noah Lyles lives for this. He enjoys this. It's just like you see in Bolt used to do the leap of antics when he run. There are certain athletes that those things really kind of get their juice going. Noah Lyles trash talking and gets his juice going. You see in Bolt, chugga, gets his juice going. Leslie Tobago never used to trash, not get none of them thing there. Stay in your lane. 9.986 seconds is Leslie Tobago's PB. His season best is 9.94 seconds. He runs out of lane 8. Gift, my brethren, Gift, Leo Taylor from South Africa. As again, big up all the Zulu Warriors them. My brethren, Gift, Leo Taylor out of South Africa. Season best 9.87 seconds. The season best is also his personal best. As we're seeing the men's 10,000 meter final ongoing 25 times on the lap. Weather warm, although I even know in Tokyo, it's pretty warm. We have about another, 21 minutes away from the women's 100 meter finals. We're seeing an interview taking place with Allman, discus final winner, Allman of the US. And I need to check to see how Jamaica's Samantha Hall, where did Jamaica's Samantha Hall finish in that discus final. And it was a massive achievement for young Samantha Hall. I mean, it's something that she can build on. Wait, how are I going? I can't. How I lead this? For a second, I think them say I want brother from Japan to lead. Cause I lead the 10,000 meter. I can't that not happen. Welcome to BCN Sports. Watch along of World Track and Field, World Athletics Championship being held in Tokyo, Japan. One of them places would I love to go. Other results we want to keep track of. I need to get the discuss final results. The final of the discuss. Alright, sit here. I'm going to ask me for password and sign up for access and all them things there. Alright, I will do that. Let's do it. If I get that, I need to. Let me see if I can, because I have it over here. Let me see if it'll load over here. So, World Athletics Championship. Let me see if that load over here. So, no. Can every minute you have to log in and a log in and a log in and a log in. All right. So that over here. So. All right. So the long jump final. Tara Davis Woodall is leading with a mark of 7.3 meters. Malika Myhambom of Germany. Malika Myhambom of Germany in second with 6.9 meters. All right, the discus final. My Jamaica Samantha Hall finished down on the gully side, family. Discus final. Jamaica's Samantha Hall finished on the gully side. She finished at the bottom of things. So you go. I mean, it's important that we kind of emphasize that this is one of her first finals. So for the young athlete, this is an important achievement. So there it is. So Samantha Hall finished in her last place with 6.69. The winner, Valerie Allman of the US in the discus final. So I just saw you go. I mean, Gerendi van Klinken of the Netherlands, finished with the silver medal with a season best of 67.5. Morales of Cuba, Celinda Morales of Cuba finished with the bronze, 67.25 in a personal best. Vanessa Kamga of Sweden with a national record of 66.61 seconds. So that's it for the, so Valerie Allman and Valerie Allman of the US, she took the gold medal. And I mean, basically, once the thing starts, you kind of basically say she go win. I mean, I thought that her first, I think it was the first toss, her first throw was just like, yo, nobody else I go win this thing. So I mean, and I mean, she generates a lot of speed in the rotation to win this thing. So, as I said, the 10,000 meter final is going on. So, catching up on other results are things that we may have missed along the way as we edge closer to the 100 meter finals. All right, so let's go over to the men's 100 meter, the men's 400 meter results and do a summary. All right, so the men's 100 meter results are the men's 400 meters results. We want to kind of highlight those who qualified. Of course, the Jamaicans who qualified for the men's 100 meter, the men's 400 meters next round. The Jamaican athletes who qualified for the men's 400 meters semi-final round, Rashean McDonald with a season best of 44.38 seconds. Fifth fastest time. Rashean McDonald with 44.38 seconds. So Rashean is into the semi-final of the men's 400 meters. Bovell McPherson with a time of 44.5 seconds. He ran his personal best. Bovell McPherson. Jamaican Bovell McPherson made it into the semi-final round of the men's 400 meters with a time of 44.51 seconds. And Delano Kennedy, I thought young Delano Kennedy, I think he ran out of lane 3 or so, did quite well. He ran his personal best, 44.74 seconds. I think young Delano Kennedy, keep grinding, youth. You definitely showed the aptitude, the ability to be able to, the aptitude and the ability to be able to navigate and improve significantly in this race. I mean, running out of lane 3, I mean, I thought he did quite well in his heat. I think he finished third in his heat. The top qualifiers, Ja'Cory Patterson of the USA I mean, of course, this is one of those races where the USA dominates. Ja'Cory Patterson of the USA, 43.90 seconds, is the top qualifier. Caleb McRae of the USA, the next fastest time with 44.25 seconds. I want to give a shout out to Karani James, the Spice Man himself, Karani James. Still doing it. I mean, Karani James, 44.66 seconds. He's into the semifinal. Want to give a shout out also to Trinidad and Tobago, Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, also into the next round of the semifinal of the men's 400 meters. Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, 44.64 seconds. As we're in the final lap of the men's 10,000 meter final. Yo, mad dash to the finish line. I said, who that? Maloma. Yo, what's up? What's up, brother? I'm making man come back and beat him. And out of nowhere, the winner, the Frenchman Grissier, the Ethiopian. Yo, how good. French Grissier ran down Kejelcha of Ethiopia, 28:55:77. 28 minutes 55. Yo, how did Rastafari just go on? The men's 10,000 meter final. Grissier, we're trying to find a French word, French accent there, French pronunciation. With a season best, Nip Kejelcha at the line from Ethiopia. And Grissier and Kejelcha hugging up. I don't know how Kejelcha let that one slip away. And Algren of Sweden finished with the bronze. Whew. Premier League action just kick off. Liverpool supposed to get the side about 6. So men's 10,000 meter final just concluded. These athletes, a whole heap work for run. 25 times on the field, brother. Gressier with the gold medal for France. Big up yourself, you. Big up yourself. Kejelcha of Ethiopia finished second. No Kenyan in our medal. So I got you. The Ugandan Chelmo did not even finish in the top 4. One thing, an important thing happened at the World Championship. I think it was in the steeplechase. I think we were going a lot of negativity out the road, and depending on the climate and the society that we live in, a lot of vibes are going. And sometimes it's good to see positive messages, positive images, positivity, and because they still exist. There's still a lot of positives out there, even though the negative seems to dominate the front and center. But a major positive that I saw and we saw at the World Championship, Tim Valden of the Netherlands. I mean, he stopped to help an athlete who got injured who was injured in the steeplechase. And I thought that was just a wonderful display of sportsmanship. I think Tim finished 10th. The athlete who he helped finished 11th. I guess I'm on the ask to say, yo, why two of them not finish 10th then? Because I helped him over a line. But it was really, it warms my heart, because at the end of the day, it's about competition, but it's also about the human experience and the human spirit. because at the end of the day, some obsess about winning, and also this idea of winning is also you care about your fellow man and you want to exercise, because if you alone a race, you can't win a race by yourself, So I thought that was outstanding display by Tim Velde of Netherlands, to help. So and I think by and large, what I've seen watching the World Championship, there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of friendly interaction between these athletes. I mean, they've seen each other on the circuit so much, so they've known each other. Yesterday in the 10,000 in the marathon, when Asafa of Ethiopia, I'll win the marathon again, and the Kenyan, can't remember the athlete, but the hug, the display, the united front that those athletes showed was absolutely amazing. So big up to those athletes. Big up to those athletes. So I lost track of what I was doing. So I was updating the lay of the land for the men's 400 meters semi-final. Let's do the same thing for the women's 400 meters semi-final. And again, only minutes away from the women's 100 meters final coming up in 6 minutes. All right, before we get to that, let's look at the women's 100 meters semifinals. Who qualified for the women's 100 meters semifinals and their time. I want to highlight Jamaica's Stacey Ann Williams. She qualified for the semifinal with a time of 59.5 seconds. The third fastest qualifier with her personal best. Nikisha Price, Jamaica's Nikisha Price, qualified for the semifinal for 49.91 seconds. So those are the Jamaicans, and Dejania Oakley qualified for the semifinal in 51.07 seconds. The standard bearer in the women's 400 meters semifinal, or the heats, the one with the fastest times, are Salehiwa Eid Nasser. She Bahrain. I think it's Bahrain. I think it's a Bahrain. I think so. Need to check. 49.13 seconds is a qualified time for Eid Nasser. And Sydney McLaughlin Laron of the US, she is the second fastest, was 49.41 seconds. All right. What else we want to update the people? I want to update you on the I was gonna update you on the women's hurdles, but we're inching closer to this women's 100 meters final. Let's get back to the So I may not get a chance to quickly go over to the so the most notable thing out of the women's 100-meter hurdles is that Tapir is not in. She's injured, so Megan Tapir, she is out of these championships. She picked up an injury, or may have had an injury coming in. I don't know, but she didn't face the starters. And once again, the PH I move away now. In terms of loading, I don't know. So we have to go back over to the. All right, seems like we have to go back over to the BBC again for the up to date. Greetings, BM. BM says, big up yourself. Greetings, said Jamaica. Let's go. Yeah, BM. Love the hype. Love the vibes that I'm on here. My page went blank, and I'm trying to get it back up. Had some issues earlier with the World Track and Field Championship page, but as I'm watching, Woodall. See here. Let's get this. Davis Woodall, Agwan Wasi. She's definitely Agwan well in this thing. Davis Woodall. She's probably gonna win that long jump gold medal. That long jump gold medal. She's probably just secured the big up Woodall. Big up yourself. She's definitely have that long jump gold medal. Alright. At that time, 2 minutes away, I hit that, At the 100 meters time right now, women's 100 meters first on deck. I hit this. Again, yo. When I tell them if it's signing, brother. World Championship, just give me a vibes. Bear with me there. Let's see if I get. Page on stop, crash. Alright, we don't bother with that. Not bothering it. Nah, bother fight it. Let's go back to the BBC. As we say, or let's go back to. Alright, people, them up on the track right now. I hate that to know. Women's 100 meters final, alright now. I hate this, Like we say, Shakari Richardson in a lane 2, Sherika Jackson in a lane 3, or lane 3 for the American audience. Melissa Jefferson Wooden in lane 4, Julian Alfred in lane 5, Tina Clayton in 6, Marie Jose Talou Smith in 7, legend Shelley 1, Fraser Price in lane 8, Dina Asha Smith in lane 9. Talk to me. And as I said, Jamaicans, we have the Jamaican fan base, the people them up a very, very big Jamaican contingency at the Tokyo 2025. They're at the finish line like say a champs them there, fully clad in the colors, and they're celebrating Shelley and Fraser Price. Of course, we think this is our last World Track and Field Championship. So, it's all about Julian Alfred in 5, Melissa Jefferson Wooden in 4, Sherika Jackson in 3 as they approach the starter. Wagwan, talk to me, people. Talk to me. The vibe's up. Boy, yo, as I said, this is Melissa Jefferson Wooden's race to lose. She has been outstanding all year. How she ran 10.73 seconds in that semifinal was absolutely impressive. But you still have to go out and win it. They're in their set position. They're off. On the way to go. Good start by Jackson. Jefferson. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Tina Clinton. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Tina Clinton finishing second. Jefferson Wooden with the goal. Melissa Jefferson Wooden will wait the time. 10.61. As I said, championship record. It will take a miracle to beat Melissa Jefferson Wooden. I said she has been outstanding. 10.73 personal best coming into the race. And she takes the gold medal. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, 10.61, wins the gold medal. Tina, big up yourself, Clayton. Second with the silver personal best, 10.76 seconds. Julian Alfred in third with the bronze medal, 10.84 seconds. Sharika Jackson finished outside the medal. Yeah, man, I mean, we can go around it all we want, but Melissa Jefferson Wooden has been outstanding all year. Shelly, the GOAT, Fraser Price, is having a discussion with Talu, celebrating, having a big hug with Talu. But, yo, nah, man, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, big up to Tina Clayton. She couldn't catch her. Fraser Price finished down in 6th position. Shakari Richardson in 5th. Yeah, man. I mean, so Jamaica picks up a silver medal, first medal at the World Track and Field Championship. Tina had it for a minute, was pound for pound with Jefferson Wooden, and Jefferson Wooden just unfurled at the back end of the race. Tina couldn't beat her. 10.61. Yo, at some serious time she ran. Nah, man, them couldn't beat her. You have to just call it what it is. BM says Shakari got an outside lane last World Championship and she won. I don't think she will win. I'm happy with the medal in this race. Happy for Tina Clayton. Yes, Tina Clayton running over to fans and family for the big celebration. Of course, remember what happened at the Olympics last year where she went through the rounds quite well and then pretty much faded away in the final. So as a young athlete, and as I said at the beginning of the watch along, or earlier on the watch along, she's one of those. She's the future of Jamaica's sprint in the women's version of these events. She's the future, one for the future. The men's race, boy, we can't even hold our breath because the men's race right now. A men's race coming up right now. We can't hold our breath. Noah Lyles already there on the track. And, there's been a lot of questions and maybe there are some criticisms of the World Athletics Association putting these two signature events on the same day, same morning, same time. But let's see how it goes. I think Sebastian Coe, president of IAAF, says that, they did a working group, meaning they get some people together and they make a discussion and then evaluate the data. And they decided to do it. Let's see if it pans out for them. All right, so the men's event is coming up next. Boy, this men's event, is hard to call. All right, so I said Melissa Jefferson Wooden was the favorite to win it. She won it. She ran the best time all year. She looks good in the semifinal, and she went and did it. The question now for the men's version is Kishane Thompson. Pound for pound, he's the best sprinter in this field. The best pure class sprinter from what we've seen with time. Can Kishane Thompson emulate what Melissa Jefferson Wooden just did? Go out and win this race? That's simply the question that Kishane Thompson has to answer. He has ran some really fast times with ease. And so that question we saw at the Olympics last year. Once Noah Lyles put the pressure on Kishane Thompson, how he pipped him at the line. And for him, it's imperative, Kishane Thompson that is, it's imperative that he drives through that line and secure this gold medal. So Kishane Thompson, this race is Kishane Thompson to lose. It's his race to lose. He will be coming under a lot of pressure. I don't care what Oblique Seville want to do. It's all about Kishane Thompson. And we wish them all the best. Sabini in 2. As I said, Sabini in lane 2 out of the Republic of South Africa. Big up to all the Zulu Warriors. Ajay in 3 of Nigeria. Big up to all the Super Eagles. Noah Lyles in 4. Big up to Uncle Sam, all Americans. Big up on yourself. Well, somehow. Kishane Thompson is in 5. Big up to all Yadi. And again, I want to emphasize, it's Kishane Thompson's race to lose. He has to handle that pressure of Noah Lyles closing in on him. He has to handle this. He's waited a year for this moment. He has to go for it and execute. So Kishane Thompson, don't worry about Noah Lyles' antics. Focus on what you need to do. Kung Fu Kenny Benarek is in lane 6. Kung Fu Kenny Benarek, big up youth, is in lane 6. As I said, Kishane Thompson is in lane 5. Oblique, talking a lot now, Seville, Smooth Seville, is in lane 7. Oblique Seville is in lane 7. He seems to have a bit of attitude after the semi-final. Very, very adamant about trying to, calm down some of the doubters in that semi-final with that talk, with that finger to lips sort of display. Lane 8, Leslie Tobago, man from Botswana. He had a very good Olympics. I don't see Leslie Tobago getting on the medal podium, but let's see. Lane 9, Gif Leotelata out of South Africa. Big up yourself, Gif. I love them name, yeah. Gif. All right, so we focus in on Lyles Thompson in that lane 4 and lane 5. This is which part we there. Lane 4, lane 5. This are we there. Lane 4, lane 5. Sabini in 2, Ajay in 3, Lyles in 4. Big up to the legend. Usain Bolt is in the building. Big up Usain Bolt. The man look nervous. Kishane Thompson, the entire island of Jamaica and the diaspora, all Jamaicans, in fact, all Yardi, all Caribbean people, all non-Americans probably is supporting and hoping that Kishane Thompson can shut Noah Lyles up. Kishane Thompson has the weight of the world on his shoulder. If he able to do and run his race, he wins the sting. Has to deal with this pressure of the Noah Lyles coming on in. They're in the starting blocks, family. They are in the starting blocks. Kishane Thompson's race to lose. Kishane Thompson's race to lose. They're in the set position. And we have a false start. It looks like Leslie Tobago out in lane 8. And he doesn't look too happy. You can tell Leslie Tobago is nervous. Gift Leotolola has his hands over his mouth as we're seeing. Yep, Leslie Tobago. False starting. They're probably gonna do green card to the field. They're probably going to do a green card to the field. Wait, the card is... Ah! The man them kick out Leslie Tobago with a red card to Max cover. and I know that's the rule. But in other events, they've been issuing green cards. So Leslie Tobago of Botswana is out. And I think the Botswana contingent and fans will say, well, you didn't kick out the other athletes in other races who false started. So why kick out Leslie? The rest of the remaining athletes now has to settle. So Sabini in 2, Ajay in 3, Lyles, Noah Lyles in 4, Thompson in 5, Benderek in 6, Seville in 7, No Tobago in 8, Leslie Tobago is scratch, and Leotolola in 9. They're back in the starting blocks. Phones out. 100 meter world champion. And they're off. Lyles, not a very good start from Noah Lyles. Thompson's in the lead. Noah Lyles is closing. Kishane Thompson win it. Oblique Seville is going to win it. Oblique Seville has shut down everybody. Oblique Seville has taken it. 9.78 seconds. And the talking works. A PB of 9.77 seconds. Oblique Seville says, shut the F up. He is taking it. He goes over to Kishane Thompson. Oblique Seville has won it. Wow. Noah Lyles finished third. Unbelievable. Oblique Seville responded and responded immensely. He is the world track and field champion, the 100-meter winner. Yardman on the podium, 1-2 punch. And Kishane Thompson could not secure the bag as he was in the lead, and Oblique Seville closed him out and nipped him at the line. One Jamaica, Oblique Seville with the 100-meter title. Wow! Absolutely amazing. What a run from young Oblique Seville. 1-2 for the island of Jamaica. Noah Lyles finished third. Absolutely impressive. They shut up Noah Lyles, but most importantly, what I said, you have to beat him. You only shut him up by beating him. And Oblique Seville delivered. I did not see Oblique Seville winning this race. I said that Kishane Thompson race to lose. Kishane Thompson had this race in the bag, and Oblique Seville said, no, bruh, I see you, but you're not going to win it. Now, Noah Lyles go over to Oblique and hail them up. And there seems to be a level of respect there. Of course there is. Kung Fu Kenny leaves the track. What a performance by Oblique Seville. Big up yourself, youth. I didn't think he was going to win it. I absolutely didn't think he was going to win it. He got a very good start. Kishane Thompson was leading, but Oblique Seville was right there with a good start, and Oblique Seville took it. Very, 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 very impressive by Oblique Seville. What a way to come back from the bad start, the chatting, the talking, but Kung Fu Kenny finishing fourth, Lyles third, Jamaica 1-2, America 3-4, the island, Jamrock will be talking, yo, Brooklyn up tonight. The Jamaican supporters in Tokyo, fully loaded, fully locked in. What a performance by young Oblique Seville. Very, very. And you know what? As we're seeing Usain Bolt. Yeah, Usain Bolt say, come on, Seville. Usain Bolt celebrating. Beating his chest. Big up yourself, Usain Oblique Seville. This is absolutely a statement win. An absolute, and Melissa Jefferson would have given Oblique Seville a high five there. Of course, Melissa Jefferson Wooden won the women's version of the 100 meters. Yo, the man will rip off him shirt. Oblique Seville rip off him shirt. I know him put on him shirt. The mother probably tells her, Bertrand, put on your shirt. Noah Lyles went into the stands. I don't know why. I'm going to yell him Jamaican girlfriend. I'm going to yell up him girl. But wow. I have to let this one die. I have to mention this one for a little bit, family. I did not see Oblique Seville winning that race. I definitely did not see Oblique Seville winning that race. What a performance. And BM says congratulations to the guru Glenn Mills. Of course, Glenn Mills did it. I mean, Glenn Mills, legendary coach of Usain Bolt. Jamaica now with three medals. Yep, 3 medals, 2 silver, and a gold. Of course, Tina Clayton with a silver medal in the women's version, women's 100 meter. Oblique Seville, of course, gold medal in the men's 100 meter, and Kishane Thompson with the gold medal with the silver medal in the men's 100 meter. Whoa! I have to make that. I have to calm down for that one, brother. I have to calm down for that one. I did not see Oblique Seville winning that race, and there'll be a lot of time left. There's a lot of time left for Monday morning quarterbacking or post race assessments. But I think Kishane Thompson, Wow. I mean, I said going into the race, I think it's Kishane Thompson's race to lose. I think pound for pound, he's the best athlete in terms of the ease at which he runs these times. Oblique Seville said to me like, no, bruh, I'm the best athlete. And he's definitely demonstrated that with this 100-meter result. And it's an absolute amazing accomplishment for this youth. I mean, he's been close. He's been close. Some will start to wonder, will he ever take the next step? You know, we know that technically he's an excellent sprinter as in Oblique Seville. We know how smooth he is in terms of, I've labeled him as Oblique Smooth Seville in terms of his form, the way he maintains that form as he transitioned into his drive phase of the race. But I did not have him winning that 100 meters event. So the 100 meter was won by Oblique Seville. Oblique Seville won the 100 meters men in, let's get the time up here, 9.77 seconds, a personal best. Oblique Seville of Jamaica won the men's 100 meters in 9.77 seconds, his personal best. Kishane Thompson finished second of Jamaica in 9.82 seconds. Noah Lyles of USA, talkative Noah Lyles, finished third in his season best, 9.89 seconds. Kenny Benderek, Kung Fu Kenny of the USA, finished fourth, 9.92 seconds. Gif Leah Telela of South Africa finished fifth, 9.95 seconds. The Super Eagle himself, Kayaselona Ajay, finished sixth in 10 seconds flat. Sabini finished at the back of the pack in 10.04 seconds. Of course, a man called Leslie Tobago was disqualified for a false start. Wow. What a morning. What a morning covering the World Track and Field Championship. Yeah, my voice hoarse. I may have to drink some tea or something for the voice. Yeah. We have my voice hoarse. Definitely my voice hoarse, family. My voice hoarse. Oblique Seville. BM says, I've been waiting for this since 2022. Seville always made the final but never delivered. And now finally. No, absolutely finally. I mean, I did not have, and again, I want to emphasize, I did not have Oblique Seville winning this race. I want to emphasize that. I had Kishane Thompson winning this race. The ease at which Kishane has been running these times. Oblique Seville ran a personal best to win this final. 9.77 seconds. We've seen Kishane Thompson jog 9.73 seconds. So that's what I was alluding to when it came to winning this race. Why I picked Kishane Thompson to win the race. But it's not necessarily, coming into these races is not necessarily about the times that you've run in the past. It's about how you execute the race. And Oblique executed that race. His start was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oblique got out in a dash. We saw the start, his bad start in the first round of these events. We led to the comments by Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles said that he was panicking, said that he thought that he would have run poorly because he saw him in the back panicking. That was Noah Lyles' comments about Oblique Seville's performance in the first round. Oblique Seville then responded in the semi-final. In the semi-final, which he won, he responded. He shut it down about 40 or 50 meters left in the semi-final race. He shouted, according to Colin Jackson, he shouted, "Come on!" and then put his finger over his mouth as in to silence Noah Lyles and the doubters. That was Oblique Seville in the semi-final. I thought Oblique Seville was stepping out of his comfort zone in the semi-final, responding to Noah Lyles and others who doubted him, saying, come on, talking, doing all this gesticulation, doing all this, bantering. That is not, for me, part and parcel of Oblique Seville's MO. Oblique Seville said, I don't care. He returned to the final, and he took the gold medal. Long overdue for this kid, and long overdue for the country of Jamaica to have another gold medalist in the 100 meters. Last year, Jamaica thought that they had it with Kishane Thompson, and Noah Lyles took it. Now, this means that the 100 meters, men, 100 meters is in good hands. We have a lot of bantering and talk ahead of us for this thing. So, let's get some of the comments that the experts are saying as Oblique Seville. There he is on the track. BBC says after a back and forth between Lyles and the Jamaican duo Seville and Kishane Thompson in recent days, the Jamaicans have last laugh. Lyles talked up his chances of winning, but in the end, it's all about the man himself, Oblique Seville, and Kishane Thompson. We cannot forget that both Jamaicans finished ahead of Noah Lyles. And I know some people don't like Noah Lyles. I like him. I have no problems with him. I personally, I've watched him compete live at events. And, I mean, it's just a youth who chat enough. I mean, he's full of vibes. Some people like that. Some people don't like it. He goes out and he competes. And he full of vibes. And I think you will have different personalities in track and field. I just saw it go. The way you shut up people like Noah Lyles is to beat them. And I think what Seville and Thompson did here, they've shut him up. Now, this means that the 200-meter field now, which is Noah Lyles' favorite, our pet event, gets a lot more focus now because he will be going a lot harder in that event. So we'll keep an eye on that event and what sort of time he will run. I do expect him to win that 200 meters event. The Jamaicans have taken, the Yardies have taken the men's 100 meters. So Greg Rutherford, Seville and Thompson threw the pressure up. They both responded well to the pressure. I think Oblique Seville responded immensely to that pressure. Big up yourself, Oblique. Instant gold medal. The man and put the thing around him neck. Walk around and enjoy himself. Go on, youth. Go on, youth. Enjoy yourself. Just to recap, because we have another watch along coming up at 11:30 thereabouts, or 11:25 or 11:15, the Manchester Derby. Let's see if we can recap some of these results, because this is the conclusion of the day's event. Let's see. Get these things. Them. All right. So the World Athletics Track and Field website have this message up. Quote, we are experiencing extremely high traffic. World Athletics Championship Tokyo is full on. We want to make sure you can still access the timetable below. The full version. The man them experience extremely high traffic and them can't post the results. The World Track and Field Championship, them don't know so that would I expected. I mean, you host championship and your ultimate go-to website for all things event. I jump on the thing there. This is something pars and parcel. All right. So we can't get that. We'll update you at some point with the actual breakdown of the times and everything. But on Olympics.com, this is from the website. NBC website. It's not as thorough. It's not very detailed as that World Track and Field Championship website, So we just have to work with what we have. All right, just to recap. have the times them up here. And I want to take on myself in a little bit because, again, my voice I go. I want to take on myself. We have Manchester Derby watch along coming up here in a few minutes. All right, just to recap. Women's 100-meter finals. Women's 100-meter final. Melissa Jefferson Wooden took that final in a championship record, 10.61 seconds. We predicted that she would win. She won it. She looked great in the race, in the events leading up to it. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, that was pretty much a coronation event for her. Tina Clayton for Jamaica finished second in a personal best of 10.76. Tina Clayton, continue to do your thing. Continue to improve. She ran her PB here in this race, 10.76. Expect young Tina Clayton to continue to improve. Olympic champion Julian Alfred finishing a bronze medal spot, 10.84 seconds. Yeah, man, a different level this. Julian Alfred could not unfurl or could not turn it on at the end to secure a better medal. But the bronze and an Olympic gold, I think that's pretty good. Big up yourself, Julian Alfred. Shakira Jackson won. Jocko, big up yourself. Finishing fourth. Jamaica's Shakira Jackson finishing fourth. Season best, 10.88 seconds. Shakira Jackson will now turn her attention to the 200 meters. Want to see if Shakira Jackson can take that goal. Of course, Alfred and others will have something else to say. Let's see how Shakira Jackson goes about it. Sha'Carri Richardson finishing fifth after barely squeaking into the final based on time. Sha'Carri Richardson sees the best, 10.94 seconds in fifth. The legendary, the immortal, the indelible, well, probably not immortal, the indelible Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, Olympic world champion, big up yourself, gold medalist, not today, 38 years old. It's an absolute pleasure and joy to watch this athlete compete over the years. She grew up in front of her eyes, started at the 2008 Olympics where she won that gold medal. Young Shelly Ann Fraser now turns out to be a general, an absolute. There's nothing I can say bad about Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. She's an excellent, excellent person, excellent athlete. The only thing I want to say bad about her is she support Arsenal. That's the only thing bad about her. Because I don't know how somebody so great can support a bug side, but I fear I think that. Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, big up yourself. She finished sixth. In 11.03 seconds. The beautiful and immaculate and Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. One Shelly, big up. Another supreme queen, Marie-Jose Toulouse-Smith, finishing 7, 11.04. Dina Asher-Smith finishing 8, another legend also, in 11.08 seconds. And basically, where you basically see it right now in a women's track and field, women's sprinting, is that we're seeing the changing of the guard. The younger ones, I take over the thing right now. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, Tina Clayton, I for them time now. I for them thing. Fraser-Pryce, Talu, Asha Smith, yeah, Anita didn't make it. Yeah, yeah. Big up, salute, but a next generation thing right now. So that's the way they ended in the women's 100 meters final, and in the men's 100 meters final, Oblique Seville shut us all up, man. Oblique Seville shut me up and said, "Yo, Bridget, what you talk about?" Oblique Seville took the gold medal in a personal best of 9.77 seconds. A personal best. I want to repeat that, 9.7 seconds. Oblique Seville with the gold. Kishane Thompson also with a silver medal, 9.82 seconds. His second silver medal. Of course, Kishane Thompson finished second in the Olympics. I don't want Kishane Thompson get this label as player number 2, but look like that go on. Kishane Thompson with a second silver medal, Olympic and now World Championship silver medal, in 9.82 seconds. Noah Lyles, the chatty, aka Talk a Lot. Noah Lyles finished third, and and a season best at 9.89 seconds. For me, with Noah Lyles, this is who he is. He talks a lot. It's imperative that real 100-meter sprinters shut up Noah Lyles. For me, Noah Lyles is not a 100-meter sprinter. He is a 200-meter athlete that has stepped down to the 100 meters. His best event is this 200 meters. When you make a 200 meters athlete step down to your 100-meter event and try to win and has won, and he won the Olympics, he will talk, and he has spoken a lot. Noah Lyles, to me, is not a 100-meter sprinter. He's a 200-meter guy. You will see him in the 200 meters later on throughout this event. He finished in third spot with 9.89 seconds. Kung Fu Kenny Benderek, finishing fourth with 9.92 seconds. Leo Talela finished in fifth place with 9.95 seconds. Nigeria Super Eagle Ajay finished in sixth with 10 seconds. Asimbini, big up all the Zulu Warriors. Asimbini, Akani Simbini finished in seventh, 10.04 seconds. And Leslie Tobago did not start, false started, and was disqualified. All right, I hate that, you know. I hate that. May I take a myself. And BM says Shelley's first major championship was in 2007. World Championship in 2007. Yep. First championship was in 2007. So since 2007 until then, Shelly and Fraser Price has been dominant. Me never really pay much attention to Shelly until 2008. That's my thing. You know, so I just decimate there. I hate that. Jamaica now has three medals, 1 gold, 2 silver. Oblique Seville with the gold, and silver medals to Tina Clayton and Kishane Thompson. USA lead the medal count with 6 medals. A whole heap of gold. I think Woodall, I can't go through them. Valerie Woodall in the long jump, Allman in the discus, and some others. And, Ethiopia also have some medals. We'll get the medal count on another show. Me I go my yard, aka I'm going to close down the stream. Manchester Derby watch along coming up. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this watch along with you. Make sure to smash the like button. Tell a friend about the show. We have the watch along coming up. I guess the Liverpool fans would love for me to give an update on the Premier League game that is currently going on. The Premier League game currently going on, still 0-0 between Liverpool and Burnley. Yeah, Liverpool. First half action, Liverpool and Burnley. 0-0, which is a bit strange. All right, hit that. Manchester Derby coming up in an hour or so. Watch along coming up in an hour or so. Big up to all the people who jump on the live this morning. I don't know if I don't think I would be doing any more lives for the World Championship during the week. Of course, people have to go to work. If there are major events in the night, I might jump on, but the finals will be in the evening. So maybe next weekend again we have to do that. We'll do a recap in the midweek show, or maybe do a World Championship recap in the evenings after the completions of finals. I mean, with these sort of times, I can't do a watch along in the middle of the week, when the finals are running. All right, people. Big up to our listeners. This is it. This has been a very, very good morning for Jamaican supporters. Massive victory for Oblique Seville, the Oblique Seville family, Glenn Mills, the entire track club fraternity, Racers Track Club fraternity. Big up on yourself. Usain Bolt, General, big up yourself. All right, I hate that, Gone on my yard. Watch along for Manchester Derby starting at 11.